The truth behind that last phone call was never in the words we spoke, it wasn't in the sentences we tried to complete or the questions we avoided answering. It was in the silence, the pauses that stretched too long, the way our voices hesitated as if both of us knew something we didn't want to say. The truth behind that last phone call was hidden in what we left unsaid because sometimes the hardest truths are not spoken, they are felt deeply, quietly, unavoidably. The truth behind that last phone call was in your tone, softer but distant, careful but unfamiliar, like you were speaking to someone you once knew well but no longer felt the same about. And I noticed. I always notice, even when I pretend I don't. The truth behind that last phone call was not a surprise. Not really. It was something I had been feeling for a long time. In the way our conversations became shorter, in the way your attention felt divided, in the way us started to feel like something we were slowly moving away from. And still I held on because letting go felt harder than facing the truth. The truth behind that last phone call was that we were both trying to hold on to something that was already slipping away. You could feel it, I could feel it, but neither of us wanted to be the one to say it out loud because saying it would make it real. And once something becomes real, you can't go back. The truth behind that last phone call was not just about you, it was about me too, about the way I stayed quiet, about the way I chose comfort over honesty, about the way I ignored what my heart was trying to tell me because sometimes we lie to ourselves just to delay the moment we have to face what we already know. The truth behind that last phone call was in the ending, not dramatic, not loud, just final. A goodbye that didn't feel like a goodbye but felt heavier than any words we could have said because it carried everything we didn't express, everything we didn't resolve, everything we didn't understand until it was too late. The truth behind that last phone call is something I carry with me now, not as regret, but as understanding, because now I see that endings don't always come with closure. Sometimes they come with silence that speaks louder than anything else. The truth behind that last phone call is that we changed slowly, quietly, in ways we didn't fully notice until we were already too far apart to fix it. And maybe that's what hurts the most. Not that it ended, but that it ended without us really understanding why. The truth behind that last phone call is that some stories don't get a perfect ending. They don't get clear answers. They don't get a moment where everything finally makes sense. They just end, and we are left to understand them on our own, piece by piece, memory by memory, feeling by feeling. The truth behind that last phone call is not something I can change, not something I can go back and rewrite, but it is something I can learn from, something I can carry forward as a reminder that silence is not always peace, and that honesty should never wait until it's too late. The truth behind that last phone call is that we both knew, and we both let it end without saying it. And maybe that was the truth all along. If I listen closely now, I can still hear the echo of that last call. Not the words, but the feeling that stayed behind after it ended. That quiet emptiness, that unfinished goodbye, that moment where everything changed, but nothing was clearly said. And I realize now the truth was not hidden, it was there in every pause, in every breath. We both held back. We just didn't have the courage to face it together. So we let silence do what words were meant to do. We let distance speak for us. And in that moment, without saying it, we both understood that it was over.